try suicide.
Oh, okay.
You
Just
know,
keep going.
cutting your head.
Oh yeah, I'm not stupid. Just keep going.
No, I was prepping Zeus or something.
Okay, yeah,
But,
yeah.
I know a lot of people that didn't start on weed, but they settled for weed. They will, every once in a while, have a drag of a cigarette or, you know, a couple of drinks, but they drink a lot. But they don't ever go past that weed. But then again, yes, I do know people that started smoking weed in high school and immediately jumped to cocaine. Like, immediately. It's like, okay, well, I want something harder. I want something harder. That's directly on the person. That's not anybody else's decision. That's in with the group they're in, the type of person they are. If they're trying to please a group, they're going to do anything that... I had a buddy just...
Okay. I have a counter for it.
Go ahead.
Okay. If that weed was never... I'm not saying I'm against weed because I'm really know my stance yet. If that weed never existed, there wouldn't be this cocaine to go to. If that weed was never legal, they wouldn't have this cocaine to go to. It would never be a thing for that group to smoke at all.
Yeah. Also, you can cut back on prohibition. You can take away their drinking. You can also take away cigarettes. You can take away dirty movies. You can take away absolutely everything that makes us human.
Oh yeah.
Or makes us an animal.
Taking it to a huge extreme.
I'm just saying, is you can completely strip our Western culture of anything that would be deemed unnecessary, but then you have to look at who's grabbing the values, who's making the values of what's necessary. And I agree, marijuana is not something that you want to have in your household. You don't want your child that you
don't want it in your neighborhood, possibly.
Well, that's the thing, is you have no understanding of the weed culture. I've been living in it for a long time.
I've somewhat.
Canada is the weed culture.
I haven't been living in it a long time, but like I live in North Jersey, so somewhat.
I'm saying I get up and my roommate is smoking a joint. I go over to our buddy's house and they have a couple of joints up. I'm saying I've lived inside the culture, and right now I'm not smoking that much because it's my personal, like, I get razzed about it, yeah. But then if I was hanging out with a bunch of football players and they're like, hey, let's go play some hockey, and I'm like, you know, I'm not really feeling hockey today. It's really dependent on the people, because creativity, some of the creativity, some of the conversations, some of the idea busters that I've had while smoking marijuana with these people are hands down the best I've ever had. Now, is that the marijuana? Is that the people? I don't know, but you still have to look at all the points.
No doubt, it's a combination.
You have to look at all the points. Yeah, perfect. It's a combination of the situations that make it good. It's not the fact that, let's go blast a joint and go fucking beat up some pigs, or, you know, I'm black, let's go drink some beer and rough up white. But it can happen, don't get me wrong. And to somebody that's not balanced in their own head, or not balanced in their thought patterns, probably not a healthy thing for them to be doing.
Yeah. There's no way of enforcing that. There is, no realistic way.
We don't always need to have a catheter fucking stuffed in us every time we... Some people need to think for themselves.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest issue with this entire...
You know, yeah, I'm kind of becoming more and more for weed, just because I think it has good medical purposes and good recreational purposes.
Its value as a medical thing, sure, but it's just people trying to get it legalized.
Oh yeah, that's the point I've used to fucking destroy Democrats since day one. I've just been saying, oh, you just fucking want, you know, legalized for your own good. But I actually really do think it's good for medical purposes. Like, if someone's depressed and they smoke a joint, they're gonna be less depressed. Or, you know,
ever see that? There's this birth defect this woman has, and basically, the long story short is all of her nerve endings that are for touch are too close to the surface of her skin. So it's excruciating pain. Like if she's wearing a t-shirt or anything, it's tenfold what it would be for us. So she basically lives in constant pain. She goes and she eats a whole bunch of cookies. Well, eats a giant THC cookie, and she's good for a while. it as a medicine, as a painkiller, as a whatever, sure. But when you self-medicate, there's always room for error. People that self-medicate with alcohol, with weed, with meth, with whatever.
Terrible. Weed
like
just covers all of that. Weed has no harm.
There's harm. It's a carcinogen. It's
hardly.
bad as smoking, maybe a little bit more. But yeah, I see what you're getting.
Look, it's the same shit as when we had, well, I can't think of the word.
Alcohol.
We couldn't have alcohol. What the hell is the word?
Prohibition.
Losing my mind. Prohibition. It's 6:10 in the morning. I can't get words like that out. It's the same thing as prohibition. Or isn't it? We've been in prohibition, what, 14 years, I think they said? And, you know, what happened when there was prohibition? It became fun to drink. Everyone would go hiding into expensive clubs and shit.
Yep.
But that ain't the same with fucking weed, because it isn't fun to do weed. Or it is fun to do weed. But it's just, there's no anything. It's very stupid. It's all very stupid. Well, I'm not saying make crystal meth legal. I'm just saying if you catch someone on crystal meth, you should probably put them down.
Well,
like a dog with rabies.
These people's existence are pretty bad. Like, at first I gave everyone the benefit of the doubt, being roughly the same intelligence as, well, where I believe I am. I'm not calling myself smart. I'm just saying, like, I think about stuff a lot. Just thinking, brain kind of functioning. But then you talk to some people and you realize they really don't think at all. They react to situations.
No, they don't. A lot of retarded people.
Yeah.
And you give a retard a gun, he's going to probably kill somebody. You give him drugs, he's probably going to kill himself. You give him a car, he's probably going to run into something. Just this situation.
You give him drugs, he's probably going to kill someone else before himself.
To get more drugs.
Or steal something.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing about weed is you're in Canada. If you're actually in Canada, things are different there. It's more accepted, I think.
What else do they have to do up there but drugs? It's fucking Canada.
Canada is the perfect example. Canada is the only example that world peace is possible. Just because supposedly I've never been there. People are nice there, supposedly. And also and if I don't get the Black Widow, I'm never gonna hear the end of it, just because that's the relationship I have with my friends. They give a shit what I do. Which is why I fucking hate my friends.
Sound like a good bunch.
I actually hate them. There's literally, I'm not gonna lie. This might seem like it's probably not true, but I'm literally the only voice of reason to be had. I have like 6 friends I talk to. We hang out on Vent and stuff. I know them all in real life. I'm the only voice of reason to be had because they're all stuck in this funk of just stupidity.
Quickest way to change somebody's mind is to prove it to them. If they don't take it, then
oh yeah, trust me. Trust me, I've spent more time arguing with people that don't deserve the time of day than you can even imagine. And you know, I just end up dealing with stupid people, so...
Let's go to the internet.
Hold on, honey. I'll be in bed in a few hours. Somebody's wrong on the internet.
Oh, it's not the internet, though. I know these guys.
No. Funny thing I've seen them doing.
Internet meme.
Yeah, I liked a couple things that are just Republican kind of Facebook pages back when I was a huge hardcore Republican. I liked them. And nowadays they still update their status of like, you know, the whole "in God we trust" thing. So why do we not trust in God anymore or something like that, even though the separation of church and state, that whole thing, they say, you know, and then there's a bunch of 50-year-olds in the comments saying, you know, arguing with kids my age about fucking faith.
Have you ever watched the video on the reasons that people moved to the United States in the first place?
No, but I can
For one, it was the
imagine.
banking system, and for two, it was a religion. People that came to the colonies in the United States are basically like, fuck you, you be a fucking retard. You believe in this monarch system, which is broken as all shit. You believe in this fucking backwards ass system of banking.
What's the context of this?
Context is the Americans when they moved to the United States before it was the United States.
Yeah.
They come in and they're like, okay, well, we don't want the monarch doing this to us. So they made this little fucking thing called the Declaration of Independence. And